Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about how to actually make the sites for, or the pages for your site now. You need to make sure that your design.html page is totally done, it looks good in the browser, and everything is correct. So what I'm going to do here is I will click on each one of my CSS rules, and I have the show set properties so you can see what properties have been set for each rule. And so you'll need to pause this video at each step just in case you have any questions. So the body rule, H1 rule for all the H1s on the page, H2, H3, and those are all just personal preferences. And then I styled all the text to look the same. The table header, the regular links, what they look like when you hover over, what they look like after they've been visited, a class called image border, a class called image align right. Then we have the wrapper, the logo, the contact info, the paragraph within the contact info, slideshow, navigation, the unordered list in the navigation, the list items in that unordered list, the links in those list items, and then the hover in that list item, in the link in the list item, etc., etc. The sidebar, the heading 4 for the sidebar, let's scroll down here, the section, and the footer. Now to see my code, I'll move over here. So again, I'm going to go down the screen, and you can pause it as needed so you can see how everything's been coded. So one thing you need to make sure is that your slideshow, all the content or the code for the slideshow that was created by WowSlider, you will need to move it back into this div ID. So let's scroll down. So before, I think my last time you could have seen the line 41. So here's 42 and down. And then pause it again here for the navigation and the start of the aside. And then we have the section, which is our main content. Then we have all of our content in here, including a table and a YouTube video. And then we have our footer with copyright at the end of the div. And then don't forget, you can write notes to yourself. If I click at the end of the div for the wrapper, I can click on note and choose apply HTML comment and say end of wrapper div. So these don't show up anywhere, they're just notes for you in here. So you can put whatever notes you want in there. So let's look at the design one more time and preview it in the browser. Okay, so we've got everything is sitting correctly. Everything has good spacing. The slideshow is working well. If I click that button, it goes to index.html, which we haven't created yet. All the rollovers work. We have good spacing between the sidebar and the content. We have good rollover functions for our links, which you can't see because I've already been to those pages. And then again, this isn't showing because the site isn't live. And then we have the regular copyright, which includes a link to the multimedia program and shutterstock.com. So we are ready to make our actual site. Here's how we're going to do it. First of all, we have this design.html page. This page, once we make it into a template, we won't need this page anymore, but it's good to go back and have that just in case something goes wrong with your template. So notice that I have a content.html that has all of our content for this site, and then data1 and design.html.bak01 and engine1, those all have to do with the WowSlider. Then I have my images folder, the CSS, there's my WowSlider, the original actual build file, so I can fix that and get in there and change it if I need to. And then we have structure design notes that I don't need anymore, but I'm going to keep it in there anyway. Alright, so here we go. File, oops, let's click on this page first. File, save as template, and it's going to say what site. We want to put it in this Trekkers Travel site. So remember, here's a list of all of my sites. And then I'm going to say this template should be used on all main pages, for instance. Or I could just keep it short and simple. Layout for all pages. So I'm going to call this main template. Again, if my site has more than one template, then I want to be descriptive with that. But I only have one template for this one, so I'll hit save. So it'll ask you if you want to update links. Make sure you say yes. If you don't say yes, then you're going to have a problem, because then it's not going to write to all these links again. So I'll click yes. If you accidentally click no, you're going to have to delete this templates folder, go back to design.html and create a new template again. So now you see a templates folder. It does have a capital T. Don't change that. Don't rename that folder. And your template is inside of that templates folder. Don't move that. Don't rename it. Don't do any of that stuff. So in our templates, we need to make sure that we can have editable areas on all our pages. The contact info, slideshow, navigation, sidebar, and footer are going to be the same on every single page. So I'm going to leave those as is. But on every single page, I'm going to change the logo, and I'm going to change all the content in this main content area. So when I click on the logo, it's going to select the image. I don't want to make the image editable. I want to make its container editable. So in this little breadcrumb trail, I'm going to click this div logo, and that's going to select that entire container and make it editable. So now we'll go up to Insert, Template, Editable Region, and I'm going to call this logo. And if it messes it up a little bit, don't worry about it. It has the name logo that we just typed, and it's kind of highlighting that area. If it shoves things out of the way, it should still be okay. So I'm going to come down here to the main content. Again, I'm not going to highlight the content. I'm going to go back here and click the container tag, which is section, and go up to Insert, Template, Editable Region. So I'll do main content, and that makes that all editable. So I'll do File, Save, and when you're working on the template, it's the only thing that you want to have open. If you want to start creating new pages, make sure you have the template closed. So basically, when you're working on the template, it should be the only thing open. When you're done, close it before you open any of your other pages. So now we need to create a bunch of pages based off this template. So we're going to go to File, New, and now if we go to Site Templates and go to the Trekkers Travel site, we should see a template for that site, and here it is. So we'll click Create, and I do a couple of things when I first create a new page. So this is going to be my Trekkers Travel Home, so I always change the title first, and it doesn't matter what order, but it helps me to see what I'm changing. So if I come to this heading, I can do Welcome to Trekkers Travel, and I usually don't keep all this fake content. That was just for the clients to see as we were building the actual site. Now that it's totally built, they want to see their actual content. So what I'll do is I will delete all that, and I'll say add the homepage content here, ... So that gives me an idea that this is the home page, and the title is changed. So I need to go up to File, Save As, and in my root folder, I'll type index.html. Remember, that's the one page that needs to have index.html. Okay, so let's do it again. File, New, and from the template, create a new page. So this one's going to be services. So I'll do Trekkers, and then do a little dot or a little slash or dash or whatever, and I'm going to call this service. Okay, so again, I change that first title, come and change the heading, and then get rid of all this generic content. My mouse is kind of being weird right now, so bear with me. Oops. So we'll get rid of all that stuff and say add services content here, ... Alright, so we'll do File, Save As, and call this services.html. So you would just repeat the same for the testimonials, about us, and contact page. Now it's important that whatever you save, so this one says services.html, I wouldn't want it to be our-services.html because that's not the page that I created in the navigation. Now you can update it later, but it's just a good idea to make the page names the same the first time around so you're not trying to have to do a bunch of troubleshooting. So when I go to preview this in Firefox, now if I click, I'm on services. If I click on that, it's going to take me back to home. If I click services, it's going to take me back to services. If I click testimonials though, see how it doesn't work? And that's because I haven't created a testimonials page. Or it could be that my testimonials page that I saved is not the same name as whatever my navigation was. So let's talk about how you can update that template to update all of your pages in the next video.